The barometer dropped 10 points in less than an hour, as a low-pressure system stripped the bloom from the flower. I left the house with a light linen shirt on my back, completely unaware of the atmospheric attack. You were smiling at breakfast while you poured out the tea, discussing the weekend and the places we'd see. But a phone call arrived at 9:15, and a tectonic shift split your future from mine. There was no gradual fading or slow soft decay, no warning signs pointing to a departure day, just a sudden disclosure that you couldn't undo, a brutal correction to the narrative I knew. The locks were all altered by the time I returned, and the bridge we inhabited was completely burned. I am standing on the pavement in the blistering wind, mourning the ever that so abruptly had pinned. Oh, the weather forecast didn't mention this gale, and our navigational instruments completely failed. We transitioned from summer to an Arctic freeze, in the time it takes a branch to snap from the trees. We are reeling from the sudden change in the atmosphere, trying to make sense of the chaos that is happening here. The scenery transformed in the blink of an eye, leaving us stranded underneath a foreign sky. Yeah, the whiplash is violent, and the damage is done. Found your umbrella left behind in the hall, a solitary item leaning up against the wall. It was dry and compact, never seeing the storm that erupted inside where it used to be warm. I touched the curved handle, but the plastic is cold, a physical anchor to a story grown old. In a matter of minutes we became strangers again, erasing the progress of a decade or 10. The emergency sirens are echoing loud through the panic streets of the metropolitan crowd. They are clearing debris from the collapsed highway lane, a structural casualty of this sudden strain. I sit on a bench with my head in my hands, watching the ruin of our grandest plans, a permanent fracture in a flawless design that occurred without a signal or a warning sign. The weather forecast didn't mention this gale, and our navigational instruments completely failed. We transitioned from summer to an Arctic freeze, in the time it takes a branch to snap from the trees. We are reeling from the sudden change in the atmosphere, trying to make sense of the chaos that is happening here. The scenery transformed in the blink of an eye, leaving us stranded underneath a foreign sky. Yeah, the whiplash is violent, and the damage is done. Breathing steady, the pulse, adapt to the fight, find a new heading in the middle of the night. But the orientation is completely erased, and the new reality cannot be faced. You cannot prepare for a bolt from the blue when it splits you away from the person you knew. Snap, click, now it's different, gone. We are reeling from the sudden change in the atmosphere, trying to make sense of the chaos that is happening here. The scenery transformed in the blink of an eye, leaving us stranded underneath a foreign sky. Yeah, the whiplash is violent, and the damage is done. Shifted ground, no more sound, a blaze ablaze. The thermometer plummeted below the 0 mark when we were walking slowly through the residential park. We zipped our heavy parkas up against the northern breeze, watching our breath crystallize above the frozen trees. The wool was a barrier that kept the warmth inside, but also served to complicate the feelings we would hide. We looked like two astronauts exploring outer space, insulated completely from each other's embrace. You wore a thick scarf that covered up your chin, preventing any syllables from escaping within. The buttons were massive and the fabric was so dense, a textile variation of a defensive picket fence. We held hands through our mittens, but we couldn't feel the skin. An artificial contact where no passion could begin. The winter was an excuse to keep our distance justified, while the true emotional frostbite was happening inside. The blizzard is howling and the icicles are pinned, a frozen termination to a relationship we can't defend. We are wrapped in layers of defensive insulation here, too terrified of vulnerability to let each other near. Oh, we are hiding in our winter coats, shivering in the snow, waiting for a springtime that we will never know. The padding is thick, but our hearts are freezing cold, trapped inside the stories that we never fully told. Yeah, the garments protect us, but they keep us apart. I see a heavy overcoat hanging in the hall, a dark silhouette against the wallpapered wall. The pockets are filled with lint and ticket stubs from plays we attended together during our warmer days. I touch the collar gently, but the texture makes me shudder, a woolen reminder of the words we didn't utter. We thought that the protection would endure until July, but summer never happens when the spirits choose to die. The radiator clanks inside the living room tonight, but it cannot alleviate the chill within our sight. We sit across the table with our heavy sweaters on, a pair of Arctic explorers whose compass is all gone. The frost is accumulating on the inside of the pain, a meteorological metaphor of our internal pain. If we took off the garments, we might perish from the cold, so we keep ourselves encased in the fibers of old. The blizzard is howling and the icicles are penned, a frozen termination to a relationship we can't defend. We are wrapped in layers of defensive insulation here, too terrified of vulnerability to let each other near. We are hiding in our winter coats, shivering in the snow, waiting for a springtime that we will never know. The padding is thick, but our hearts are freezing cold, trapped inside the stories that we never fully told. Yeah, the garments protect us, but they keep us apart. To accelerate the continental shift, but your fingers are too numb to manipulate the clasp, and my hands are shaking far beyond my normal grasp. So we stay encapsulated. encapsulated in our customized cocoons. underneath the glare of freezing winter moons. So cold, too deep, go to sleep. Shivering in the snow, waiting for a springtime that we will never know. The padding is thick, but our hearts are freezing cold. Trapped inside the stories that we never fully told. Yeah, the garments protect us, but they keep us apart. Heavy wool, empty soul, freeze. The holy carpet dampens every footstep that I take. I listen for a sound to prove that I am still awake. The grandfather clock is ticking, but the pendulum is slow. A steady rhythmic pulse that watches hours come and go. Your winter coat is missing from the hook behind the door, and dust is settling softly on the hardwood parlor floor. I remember how your laughter used to bounce against the wall before the shadow of the winter came to change it all. I sit upon the mattress in the corner of space and try to reconstruct the faint expression on your face. The window pane is frosted with a delicate design, an icy barrier between your world and mine. There are no echoes traveling across the empty hall, just heavy drapes that smother every whisper, large or small. We used to talk until the morning sun began to rise, but now the stillness is a blanket covering our eyes. The furniture is covered up in sheets of ghostly white, a graveyard of conversations buried in the night. We spent our energy on building walls instead of bridges here, until the noise of loneliness was all that we could hear. Now we are living in these silent rooms, trapped inside our minds, searching for a trace of love that neither of us finds. The architecture of our youth is crumbling to stone. We share a roof, but technically we are completely alone. Yeah, the silence is a weapon that is cutting to the bone. I found a coffee mug you left upon the kitchen countertop, the dark stains at the bottom where the liquid had to stop. A physical reminder of a morning routine shared before we reached the point where neither person really cared. The refrigerator hums a low and melancholy tune beneath the silver glare of a July afternoon. I touch the handle gently, but I do not open wide. There's nothing left to nourish the starvation deep inside. The neighbors think we moved away because there is no light illuminating windows in the middle of the night. We sit in darkness saving on the electricity bill, as if a cheaper lifestyle could cure a mental ill. The floorboards do not creak because we walk so very light, like thieves inside a museum, escaping from the side. We perfected the behavior of a pair of quiet ghosts, destroying everything that we previously loved the most. The furniture is covered up in sheets of ghostly white, a graveyard of conversations buried in the night. We spent our energy on building walls instead of bridges here, until the noise of loneliness was all that we could hear. Now we are living in these silent rooms, trapped inside our minds, searching for a trace of love that neither of us finds. The architecture of our youth is crumbling to stone. We share a roof, but technically we are completely alone. and crush us as we fall. But you just stare ahead into the middle of the air, with the paralyzed expression of a thorough deep despair. Shh, listen close. It's the sound of nothing left. Now we are living in these silent rooms, trapped inside our minds, searching for a trace of love that neither of us finds. The architecture of our UK is crumbling to stone. We share a roof, but technically we are completely alone. Yeah, the silence is a weapon that is cutting to the bone. Just a silent room, a quiet tune, hush. An old album sits upon the dusty wooden shelf, a portrait of a boy who looks a bit like myself, beside a girl with ribbons in her tangled golden hair, sitting on a blanket in the middle of the square. The colors have all shifted into shades of pale and gray, like chemical reactions washing memories away. I trace the silver outline of your unforgettable face, stuck inside a pocket of a long forgotten place. The Polaroid camera made a clicking sort of noise back when we were playing with our favorite childhood toys. We waited for the image to develop in the sun, counting all the seconds until everything was done. The chemical solution captured moments in a flash before our little kingdom came to crumble in a crash. Now look at how the edges are beginning to unglue, just like the connection that I shared along with you. The lens was cracked, but we could see the future pretty clear. We didn't know the definition of a sudden fear, but exposure to the sunlight makes the image disappear. Look at these faded photos hanging on the bedroom wall, reminding us of times before we learned how we could fall. The smiles are getting blurry and the background starts to bleed. We lost the very map that we so desperately need. Yeah, the pictures fade away, but the shadows always stay. I found another snapshot in the pocket of my coat, wrapped around a tiny and a handwritten short note. You said you would love me till the oceans all went dry, but oceans turned to deserts and the clouds deserted sky. The camera never lies, but it omits the painful part. It doesn't show the cracking of a heavy human heart. It only shows the laughter and the sunshine on the beach, while keeping all the misery far out of human reach. I tried to remember what you said right before the click. The memory is playing like a cruel and wicked trick. The audio is missing, though the visual remains a gallery of pleasure that is shielding all the pains. The chemical emotion is decaying on the sheet, while I am walking lonely down this suffocating street. If I could take another shot, I'd change the focal length to see if our relationship possessed a greater strength. The lens was cracked, but we could see the future pretty clear. We didn't know the definition of a sudden fear, but exposure to the sunlight makes the image disappear. Look at these faded photos hanging on the bedroom wall, reminding us of times before we learned how we could fall. The smiles are getting blurry and the background starts to bleed. We lost the very map that we so desperately need. Yeah, the pictures fade away, the shadows always stay. Oh. Freeze the frame, hold your breath, don't you dare to move. We have so many arguments, we tried so hard to prove, but a photograph is static, it can never change its mind, leaving all the explanations somewhere far behind. Shake the picture, wait for light, hope it turns out fine. But you cannot rewrite the script of your life and mine. Just a ghost in a frame. I barely know your name. Look at these faded photos hanging on the bedroom wall, reminding us of times before we learned how we could fall. The smiles are getting blurry and the background starts to bleed. We lost the very map that we so desperately need. Yeah, the pictures fade away, but the shadows always stay. Fading out without a doubt. Click. We constructed a residence out of transparent sheets, overlooking the traffic of the municipal streets. We wanted the world to witness our architectural grace, believing we inhabited a flawless, immaculate space. There were no brick walls or curtains to hide the daily operations that occurred inside. But transparency is dangerous when you have secrets to keep, and the structural integrity was incredibly cheap. You threw a heavy porcelain mug across the living room zone, and the impact shattered a structural silica cone. A spiderweb fracture expanded across the front wall, a terrifying indicator of our impending total fall. We are living in an environment where you shouldn't throw stones, but we are launching projectiles that are fracturing bones. The illusion of perfection is beginning to crack, and there is no glazier who can put the pieces back. The foundation is splintering under the acoustic strain, and the roof is leaking from the heavy summer rain. We are exposed to the elements and the public gaze, trapped inside a greenhouse of our departed days. We are shattering our glass houses into tiny shards today, watching our privacy wash completely away. Transparency we worship is the weapon of our doom, creating a display case out of a domestic room. Yeah, the fragments are sharp, and they are cutting the heart. I see the neighbors gathering along the pavement perimeter line, watching the spectacular destruction of your world and mine. We are a public exhibition, a free entertainment show for the curious citizens who live in the valley below. Oh, they watch you pack your suitcase through the transparent floor, and they witness my desperation as I stand by the door. There is no dignity left in this architectural mistake, just a pile of silica that we managed to break. I sweep up the remnants with a plastic bristle broom, but the splinters are scattered throughout every single room. They embed themselves deeply in the soles of my feet, a physical punishment that is thoroughly complete. We wanted to be honest, we wanted to be clear, but the exposure generated a paralyzing fear. shaking under the acoustic strain, and the roof is leaking from the heavy summer rain. We are exposed to the elements and the public gaze, trapped inside a greenhouse of our departed days. We are shattering our glass houses into tiny shards today, watching our privacy wash completely away. The transparency we worship is the weapon of our doom, creating a display case out of a domestic room. Yeah, the fragments are sharp, and they are cutting the heart. Smash the ceiling, obliterate the remaining pain. Let the environment collapse under the internal strain. We don't require protection if the honesty's dead. We don't require a shelter for the things we left unsaid. Let the shards tumble down like a crystalline shower, ending our residency at this final hour. Crack, snap, watch it fall. Nothing. We are shattering our glass houses into tiny shards today, watching our privacy wash completely away. The transparency we worship is the weapon of our doom, creating a display case out of a domestic room. Yeah, the fragments are sharp, and they are cutting the heart. Silica dust, broken trust. Silica dust, broken trust. Silica dust, silica dust, broken trust. Clear. We sat upon the wooden fence behind the ancient barn, watching farmers bundle up the yellow spinning yarn. The horizon was a canvas filled with amber and apricot hue, reflecting in the drops of fresh and early evening dew. You wore a denim jacket that was frayed around the sleeve, creating a sanctuary where we both could just believe. The world was spinning slow for a moment in the sun before the modern complications had officially begun. The radio was playing a forgotten country tune while we anticipated the appearance of the moon. You stretched your fingers out to catch the filtering light that separated afternoon from the approaching night. We possessed no silver coins or diamonds in our vest, but looking at your expression I felt thoroughly blessed. The shadows elongated as they stretched across the field, revealing every secret that our modesty concealed. The twilight was a curtain dropping gently on our plate, a beautiful conclusion to an ordinary day. We thought the warmth would linger when the dark began to bite, never expecting the arrival of a freezing winter night. Oh, we were living in the golden hours, bathing in the glow, before the icy rivers of reality began to flow. The sunshine was a currency we spent without a care, but now the sky is empty and the branches are all bare. Yeah, the gold turned like the words you said. I visit that old pasture when the autumn comes around, and watch the deadened foliage falling softly to the ground. The fence has started rotting and the barn is falling down, an extension of the loneliness that paralyzes this town. The amber tint has vanished from the atmosphere above, leaving a monochromatic space devoid of any love. I check my wristwatch constantly to monitor the time, trying to recapture the rhythm of our youth sublime. You moved across the ocean to a city made of glass, when nobody remembers how the simple seasons pass. You chase a different fortune under artificial light, when neon signs illuminate the middle of the night. I wonder if your memory preserved that afternoon, or if the metropolitan pollution made you immune to the beauty of a sunset that required no display except the simple magic of a day fading away. The twilight was a curtain dropping gently on our play, a beautiful conclusion to an ordinary day. We thought the warmth would linger when the dark began to bite, never expecting the arrival of a freezing winter night. Oh, we were living in the golden hours, bathing in the glow, before the icy rivers of reality began to flow. The sunshine was a currency we spent without a care, but now the sky is empty and the branches are all bare. Yeah, the gold turned into lead, just like the words you said. Watching our kingdom drown, the darkness is the ocean that is swallowing the shore, and we won't feel that specific warmth inside our bodies anymore. The spectrum is shifting from the orange to the blue, and there is nothing I can do to stay with you. Just like the words you said. Golden glow, golden glow, golden glow, let it go. And golden glow, dusk. Sat upon the wooden fence behind the ancient barn, watching farmers bundle up the yellow spinning yarn. The horizon was a canvas filled with amber and apricot hue, reflecting in the drops of fresh and early evening dew. You wore a denim jacket that was frayed around the sleeve, creating a sanctuary where we both could just believe the world was spinning slower for a moment in the sun before the modern complications had officially begun. The radio was playing a forgotten country tune while we anticipated the appearance of the moon. You stretched your fingers out to catch the filtering light that separated afternoon from the approaching night. We possess no silver coins or diamonds in our vest, but looking at your expression, I felt thoroughly blessed. The shadows elongated as they stretched across the field, revealing every secret that our modesty concealed. The twilight was a curtain dropping gently on our play, a beautiful conclusion to an ordinary day. We thought the warmth would linger when the dark began to bite, never expecting the arrival of a freezing winter night. Oh, we were living in the golden hours, bathing in the glow, before the icy rivers of reality began to flow. The sunshine was a currency we spent without a care, but now the sky is empty and the branches are all bare. Yeah, the gold turned into lead, just like the words you said. I visit that old pasture when the autumn comes around, and watch the dead and foliage falling softly to the ground. The fences started rotting and the barn is falling down, an extension of the loneliness that paralyzes this town. The amber tint has vanished from the atmosphere above, leaving a monochromatic space devoid of any love. I check my wristwatch constantly to monitor the time, trying to recapture the rhythm of our youth sublime. Moved across the ocean to a city made of glass, where nobody remembers how the simple seasons pass. You chase a different fortune under artificial light, when neon signs illuminate the middle of the night. I wonder if your memory preserves that afternoon, or if the metropolitan pollution made you immune to the beauty of a sunset that required no display, except the simple magic of a day fading away. The twilight was a curtain dropping gently on our play, a beautiful conclusion to an ordinary day. We thought the warmth would linger when the dark began to bite, never expecting the arrival of a freezing winter night. Oh, we were living in the golden hours, bathing in the glow, before the icy rivers of reality began to flow. The sunshine was a currency we spent without a care, but now the sky is empty and the branches are all bare. Yeah, the gold turned into lead, just like the word you said. Hold the light, preserve the spark, don't let the sun go down. We are just two spectators watching our kingdom drown. The darkness is the ocean that is swallowing the shore, and we won't feel that specific warmth inside our bodies anymore. The spectrum is shifting from the orange to the blue, and there is nothing I can do to stay with you. Sun sink, eyes blink, darkness, 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 darkness. Oh, we were living in the golden hours, bathing in the glow, before the icy rivers of reality began to flow. The sunshine was a currency we spent without a care, but now the sky is empty and the branches are all bare. Yeah, the gold turned into lead, just like the words you said. Golden glow, let it go. Dusk. I found a notebook in the attic space yesterday afternoon, buried under blankets from a distant, faded June. The pages were yellow and the edges torn apart, filled with scribbled drawings of a fragile human heart. You used to fold the corners down to mark the things you said before the heavy clouds of doubt collected in your head. We were young and foolish, chasing shadows in the lawn, never thinking for a second that the daylight would be gone. You took a sheet of lined paper and made a little wing, hoping that a simple piece of wood could learn to sing. We stood upon the rooftop where the wind was blowing high, ready to release our tiny glider to the sky. It drifted for a moment, then it tumbled to the ground, into the muddy puddle without making any sound. You looked at me with teary eyes and said it was a sign that everything we ever built would fall apart in time. And now the wind is howling through the rafters of this house. The silence is so loud it seems to terrify a mouse. We try to hold the memories before they turn to dust, but every silver lining is beginning now to rust. Oh, we were flying paper planes into the stormy night, hoping they would catch a breeze and somehow take a flight. But paper cannot handle when the rain begins to pour, and we don't write those stories on the pages anymore. No, we don't write those stories on the pages anymore. I kept that little glider in a shoebox by my bed, a reminder of the heavy words that we had left unsaid. The ink began to smudge until the letters disappeared, just like the happy future that we desperately feared. I see you in the supermarket walking down the aisle. You look away so quickly, but I noticed that you smile. A stranger with a history that matches up with mine, two parallel trajectories that never will align. The neighborhood is changing and they tore the rooftop down, where we believed that we could be the rulers of this town. The concrete replaces all the grass where we once ran, and time destroys the blueprints of our very finest plan. I wonder if you ever think about that windy day, or if you threw the notebook and the memories away. The gravity is pulling every dreamer to the floor, and we don't play those silly childish games here anymore. And now the wind is howling through the rafters of this house. The silence is so loud it seems to terrify a mouse. We try to hold the memories before they turn to dust, but every silver lining is beginning now to rust. Oh, we were flying paper planes into the stormy night, hoping they would catch a breeze and somehow take a flight. But paper cannot handle when the rain begins to pour, and we don't write those stories on the pages anymore. No, we don't write those stories on the pages anymore. Throw it to the breeze, watch it catch a sudden draft, entangled in the trees. We thought that we were pilots, but we didn't have a map. We fell into the middle of a beautiful dark track, and you can try to fix the wings with tape and piece of thread, but you can never resurrect the words that we have said. It falls down. The paper always falls down. In the end, it's just a piece of a stormy night, hoping they would catch a breeze and somehow take a flight. But paper cannot handle when the rain begins to pour, and we don't write those stories on the pages anymore. No, we don't write those stories on the pages anymore. Just a paper plane in the pouring rain, gone. The television screen is displaying a snowy white glare, while I'm sitting frozen in the leather rocking chair. The broadcasting station went off the air at 3, leaving a frequency of pure white noise for me to see. I remember when our future was a high-definition view, vibrant and crystal clear when I was standing next to you. But the signal grew corrupted as the distance grew too wide, and the transmission failed from the emotional inside. I tried to tune the antenna to capture your frequency, but the feedback loop was brutal, and it blinded me to see the cathode ray tube is buzzing with a low electricity hum. A technological desert that has made my fingers numb. We used to share a vision of a cottage by the stream, but that imagery has dissolved into a highly static dream, a scrambled manifestation of a hope we couldn't save, buried underneath the mountain of a broken wireless wave. The reception is poor and the satellites are down. There is no communication traveling across this town. We are trying to connect through a rusty copper wire, but the voltage is insufficient to ignite the inner fire. We are trapped in static dreams, waking up to white noise, losing all the innocence of our youthful boys and joys. The channel is scrambled and the screen is getting gray, washing all the clarity of our own life away. Yeah, the signal is dead, just like the love we fed. I found an old cassette tape underneath the car seat floor, containing all the melodies that we don't hum anymore. The magnetic ribbon is tangled in the plastic casing cracked, a physical example of the loyalty we lacked. I forced it into the player, but the audio was distorted. Every happy memory was violently aborted by the hiss and the crackle of a tape that has decayed, just like the fragile promises that we previously made. The telecommunication tower on the summit of the hill is struck by winter lightning while the atmosphere is chill. The grid is shutting down and the indicators flash red, a systematic failure of the narrative we led. I dial your telephone number, but the operator says the circuit is busy with the ghost of yesterdays. There is no data traveling across the fiber optic cable to fix the broken pieces of our metaphorical table. The reception is poor and the satellites are down. There is no communication traveling across this town. We are trying to connect through a rusted copper wire, but the voltage is insufficient to ignite the inner fire. We are trapped in static dreams, waking up to white noise, losing all the innocence of our youthful boys and joys. The channel is scrambled and the screen is getting gray, washing all the clarity of our own life away. Yeah, the signal is dead, just like the love we fed. Adjust the dial, turn the knob, try to clear the screen, eliminate the interference that has come between. But the transmitter is broken and the power supply is blown. signal is dead, just like the love we fed. Static noise, lost our poise, disconnect. The station platform flashes underneath the neon sign. A dozen sleepy passengers are standing in a line. I bought a one-way ticket to a city in the north to flee the situation that was going back and forth. The steam is rising slowly from the belly of the beast. This midnight cold is blowing from the valleys of the east. I look across my shoulder at the city lights behind, with 100 contradictions rolling heavy through my mind. You were sleeping on the mattress when I packed my leather case. I didn't leave a message in that suffocating place. The engine gave a whistle like a signal of distress. A metal rotor pulled me from this complicated mess. The conductor waves a lantern and the iron wheels rotate, a heavy movement forcing us to compromise with fate. The scenery is vanishing into a sea of black, and there is no mechanic who can put us on the track. The diesel smoke is filling up the chambers of my chest, a traveling companion on this solitary quest. We accelerated quickly, but we headed for a crash. Now our beautiful connection is a pile of burned ash. We are riding on the midnight trains, leaving ghosts behind, trying to escape the thoughts that paralyze the mind. The tracks go on forever through the darkness and the rain, but motion doesn't mitigate the presence of the pain. No fast locomotive cannot outrun the regret. I watch my own reflection in the dirty window pane, juxtaposed against the drops of heavy summer rain. The passengers around me are all staring at their phone, a congregation of the lost who prefer to be alone. The rhythm of the metal rails is hypnotic to the ear, a steady beat that drummed away my reservation fear. I wonder if you woke up yet and noticed I was gone, or if you'll only realize when you see the morning dawn. The conductor checks my ticket with a sympathetic glance. He knows that people on this coach are running from romance. We are a collection of the broken and the bruised, who chose to be abandoned rather than to be abused. The next stop is a junction where the tracks begin to split, a geographical expression of the way that we just quit. I could switch to another line and head back to your arms, but my intuition warns me of the volatile alarms. The diesel smoke is filling up the chambers of my chest, a traveling companion on this solitary quest. We accelerated quickly, but we headed for a crash. Now our beautiful connection is a pile of burned ash. We are riding on the midnight trains, leaving ghosts behind, trying to escape the thoughts that paralyze the mind. The tracks go on forever through the darkness and the rain, but motion doesn't mitigate the presence of the pain. No fast locomotive cannot outrun the regret. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Click, pace, track, change, speed up the pace, get me far away from the memory of your face. The whistle is a scream that echoes through the mountain pass as we shatter every illusion like a sheet of fragile glass. You can pull the emergency brake, but it's too late to stall. The locomotive is moving, and it's gonna take it all. Chug, chug, chug. The engine sighs as the city dies. We are riding on the midnight trains, leaving ghosts behind, trying to escape the thoughts that paralyze the mind. The tracks go on forever through the darkness and the rain, but motion doesn't mitigate the We spent our teenage summers under stadium bleachers, ignoring all the warnings from our worried school teachers. We drank cheap soda from aluminum cans, making grand, unrealistic, and magnificent plans. You had a skateboard with the graphics worn off, laughing at the future with an arrogant scoff. We carved our initials in the gymnasium floor, believing that our innocence would last evermore. But adolescence vanishes like smoke from a match, leaving only memories that we cannot reattach. The graduation ceremony came and it went, and all the sovereign energy was permanently spent. I see you working out behind a corporate desk, your wild hair tamed into something picturesque. We traded our rebellion for a steady paycheck, leaving the remains of our adventure a wreck. The yearbook is collecting mildew in a box, and time has picked the tumblers of our secret combination locks. We squandered our potential on a beautiful illusion, losing all our clarity in the adult confusion. Oh, we are mourning for our wasted youth tonight. The years we threw away without a single proper fight. We ran headfirst into a calculated trap, losing all the coordinates on our juvenile map. Yeah, the calendar was stealing while we looked the other way. I found an old mixtape in the glove compartment tray, the songs we used to scream along to every single day. The tape is warped from the heat of July, just like the confidence that used to glorify our sky. I remember when we swore we would never grow old or conform to the expectations that the society sold. But the system is a grinder that is heavy and slow, crushing all the impulses that we used to show. You don't wear your leather jacket anymore, it's hanging in the closet by the basement pantry door. You're speaking vocabulary that is clinical and dry, without a single spark of rebellion in your eye. We became the very citizens we used to despise, with calculated answers and conventional ties. The playground is a parking lot of bitumen and stone, where we sit inside our vehicles completely alone. The yearbook is collecting mildew in a box, and time has picked the tumblers of our secret combination locks. We squandered our potential on a beautiful illusion, losing all our clarity in the adult confusion. Oh, we are mourning for our wasted youth tonight. The years we threw away without a single proper fight. We ran headfirst into a calculated trap, losing all the coordinates on our juvenile map. Yeah, the calendar was stealing while we looked the other way. And the vocal cords are tired, and the wild imagination is permanently expired. We are just two adults paying mortgage and rent, regretting every single moment that we casually misspent. Young hearts, old smarts, done! Oh, we are mourning for our wasted youth tonight. The years we threw away without a single proper fight. We ran headfirst into a calculated trap, losing all the coordinates on our juvenile map. Yeah, the calendar was stealing while we looked the age. We built a castle out of cardboard boxes in the yard and swore that we would guard it like a royal palace guard. We gathered plastic jewels and we placed them on our brow, believing we were monarchs who would never disavow the promises we whispered in the safety of the dark, before the glowing embers turned into a dangerous spark. You wore a golden circlet made of yellow painted wire, shining like a beacon by our little campfire. But sovereignty is heavy for a pair of fragile kids. We closed our eyes tightly underneath our heavy lids. The rain began to fall and made the cardboard turn to mud. The royal tapestry was washed away by summer flood. Your coronet was twisted when you dropped it on the stone, and suddenly I realized that I was all alone. The kingdom that we'd fancied was a figment of deceit, as royalty lay bleeding on the cobblestone street. The throne is empty and the kingdom has completely fallen down. There is no ceremony left within this haunted town. We are just two beggars who are searching for a town. We are wearing broken crowns made of vanity and pride, hiding all the secrets that we keep so deep inside. The gold is flaking off and showing rust beneath the gleam. We woke up from the nightmare of a majestic dream. Heavy is the head that wears a broken crown today. I see you walking nowadays without your royal stride. The majesty has vanished and you have nowhere to hide. Your shoulders are bent low beneath the weight of your regret, paying off a massive and an unforgiving debt. We thought we were superior to citizens below, but kings can also stumble when the heavy blizzards blow. The scepter that you carried is a broken piece of wood. You didn't rule the empire the way you said you would. The palace walls have crumbled into piles of grey debris. There is no royal navy sailing out upon the sea. We are just ordinary people stripped of all our titles now, forced to face reality and make a final bow. The court jester is laughing at the tragedy we made, as all the vibrant colors of our coronation fade. A monarchy of madness built on shifting desert sand. We lost our total grip upon the promise of the land. The throne is empty and the kingdom has completely fallen down. There is no ceremony left within this haunted town. We are just two beggars who are searching for a town. We are wearing broken crowns made of vanity and pride, hiding all the secrets that we keep so deep inside. The gold is flaking off and showing rust beneath the gleam. We woke up from the nightmare of a majestic dream. Heavy is the head that wears a broken crown today. Tear down the banners, extinguish all the flames. We are just commoners who played expensive games. You cannot rule a heart with an iron rusty fist. Our names were never written on the legendary list. Take off the jewelry, throw it in the dirt. No amount of royalty can insulate the hurt. Long live the king, that's what they used to sing. But wears a broken crown today.